Hey everybody.
A long time no see.
Genuinely. You didn't see us. We vanished in a puff of smoke.
But I think this video is going to be really hard to make, which is the reason why I think we've been also putting it off for literally a calendar year.
Yeah. The thing is you wait long enough, and then it becomes very difficult.
Yeah, you're waiting for the day that it becomes easier and that you're ready and prepared, but
it's like you forget to wish your friend happy birthday, and then you can never talk to them again.
It's too late. But we wanted to sit down and make this video for a while now.
Yes.
And
you've been on our minds.
We honestly do feel so bad to have disappeared like that. I think in my last video on this channel, I'm talking about how we want to get more consistent with YouTube and we want to grow our channel, and I'm asking for advice, and I think that all just like came to a head, and me and Aline were talking about it, and we were just so frustrated with the current state of this channel and how we were feeling about it, and it ultimately did open up the conversation of, is this something that we even love? Is this something that we even want to keep doing?
Yeah, as we were trying to strategize on ways to optimize engagement and I don't know,
like rebrand
a bit and all this, that, and the other thing. I was telling Michelle, it's like the kinds of videos we make, and I hope that you've always felt this way, that they're very authentic and organic to the way that we just are as people. The landscape of the way that like YouTube is now compared to like when we first started, or when moments that we've seen growth, I think for us to be able to grow, especially like at the rate that our channel was growing, which was not at all. I think that we would have had to done some serious recalibrations of how we interacted with the platform, which felt so like unnatural to us after a certain point.
Yes.
And I think that you guys would have started to feel like, oh, they don't really want to be here, and that's not the way that we ever wanted to feel while making content, especially since, you know, this has not paid the bills ever. Much love. And that's not a slam to you guys. We have had an incredible community online here, and so many people who have been watching us since we were literally like college age.
You were in high school when we started.
Yeah, well, I don't know how many of those people are still here, to be fully transparent. If you subscribe for the Cup song, you probably tuned out a long time ago. The way that we would have had to start interacting with this channel to jumpstart it, we kind of hit our limit.
Had no interest in that.
I think also just in general, like, we all have so many hours in the day, right? I think that that's the thing that for us was so tricky, because it's not like we ever didn't like doing YouTube. We've always liked it, and sometimes very, very much loved it. But when you are also in a position where, like, we started really getting into this when we were both, like, in our very early 20s, as you grow older, I think it's just very classic. You start looking at your life and you're going, okay, what are the priorities? If I can't fit everything that I want to do in a day without collapsing, what takes precedent? What's like the hierarchy of what feeds my soul, or fills my well, as my mother would say? And YouTube, I think, was always just something that we always innately were like, oh, and of course YouTube, and of course YouTube. And as we grew older, I wanted to add other things to the list of things that we were watering and caring for and investing in. It became very difficult to just include YouTube in that.
I think we did have a phase where we were growing a lot, and the channel was doing really well and was bringing us a lot of opportunities. And not that that's the only reason to do it, but naturally when you're working full time and you're also invested in like other creative projects, you sort of take stock on how things are doing. I don't know, our channel just kind of plateaued. If you look at like our numbers, like the subscriber growth line is like this, like we would gain but then we would lose. So like over the whole lifetime of our channel, it's just a straight line. Like, and
also sponsorships dried up for smaller channels as the landscape has become more crowded, and so there was always the hope too, like, oh, if we do YouTube enough, this thing that we love will also simultaneously become like a part-time stream of income. And at our most, we've only ever made $14,000, and we've always had to split it in half because we're two people,
right? And you can't
live on $7,000 a year.
Turns out,
breaking news.
And again, not that it's about the money, but as Aline started getting into writing and I wanted to get into art more, unfortunately, you just don't have an unlimited amount of hours in the day. And these videos do take up so many of those hours. So you get to a point where you're like, okay, well, if this isn't going to become a job or even a part-time job, how am I going to invest in all these different areas of my interests and the things that I really love to do?
Yeah. And you start feeling crazy, but the truth is like there's a reason why vloggers of a certain size, no matter the content, after a certain point hire freelance editors to edit their work. And I'm sure to you guys, you're like, well, you weren't even posting that much. I'm sure some of you are going to be watching and be like, okay, you guys are talking about how much time YouTube took up, but by the end you weren't even, you would take like these massive breaks.
One video would burn us out.
Good point. That we were getting burnt out quite easily. But I will say, you do anything for like a decade plus, and the way that you interact with it is just a little bit more with the fatigue built in. Because I used to be able to edit our Chubby Bunny Challenge as if it was
it would take
my
10,
favorite thing in the
minutes,
world. It would take like 5 seconds. The way that I would do Vlogmas while being a full-time student and like in a school play, I don't understand how I did that. That's a woman possessed.
Right.
But I'm not that girl anymore. Not to be that guy, but like the way that technology plays a role in our lives, like I do feel like we came up in a very exciting time to be online. Like there was nothing. There was nothing like those neon beauty guru videos. If you know,
the high saturation, like
Instagram
ukulele music.
Yeah, when Instagram when it first came out, and you could scroll to the bottom of the page, and it would say like you're all caught up.
It felt like you were really like a part of something.
Yeah,
like, it was incredible.
It was an amazing time to be online. And meanwhile, like I know that so many other people who are probably of our generation feel this way, but like there's just been a little bit more of a burdensome feeling towards our relationship with technology and our attention spans, and I think it's been really useful to take the year away from YouTube and to interrogate what life can feel like without this performance element. I don't know. At least that's, for me, that was very useful.
100%.
Just because, again, I was doing this since I was 15 years old. I've never not had, like, at least 1,000 strangers watching a day in the life.
You're perceived for so much of your...
Yeah. It turns out, I don't know if that was always awesome for my head. Obviously, there's huge benefits to having people to engage with your work and to not feel like you're screaming into a void. But there's also, like, I don't know, the internet is kind of a crazy mean place sometimes.
We've gotten some comments that, like, I still think about to this day. At the end of the day, we get so many more nice comments than negative comments. But the negative comments are, like, so cruel and so crazy. You can get 10 nice comments or 10 nice things said about you, and you'll remember the one negative thing. Like, there's some actual science behind it, so it makes sense. But the last video that I posted, like, I just, like, got some really, like, people trying to be helpful, but it was, like, such mean things about, like, the way that I talk, and... like, we've gotten stuff about, like, the way that we look, and I think as we get older, the physical element of being online is very taxing, and that was something that we also wanted to try out when we took our break, where we were like, how will I feel if I'm not editing my face so many hours a day, and then also kind of putting myself out there to be judged, and it felt awesome, I will say.
Yeah, like, it felt like a little retreat for the brain.
I still really love making content, and we'll get to more about that, but, like, it just feels so nice to like, not be on camera, like, to take that time to just, like, just be a person and just exist.
So many of you must be able to relate to this in some capacity as people who have a camera built into our phones and the way that we can document our faces. Like, I think YouTube is that kind of on speed, because you've been watching and editing your face for a decade, and, like, I actually think that I look really cute. And in many ways cuter than I did when I was 15 years old and had a weird, like, obsession with putting my bangs up in the little clip at the top of my head. I don't know if it's psychologically recommended to just look at your face at different angles, especially when you're also filming, like, mundane content, just, like, putting your camera up on a wall and recording yourself. Right. But here's the thing. That's not what this is about, ultimately. This video is not about that, because we're not leaving YouTube because we're insecure and people were mean to us and our channel didn't grow enough. Like, ultimately it comes down to that it's time for a change. We've been doing it for so long, and we've also been doing it together for so long. And the reality is that, like, our lease is ending at the end of this year, and I think we really wanted to be present with each other and enjoy our relationship as is. Like, you guys know, like, we are best friends. Like, we are best pals.
Yeah. And none of that is changing. In fact, we're closer than ever.
We're closer than ever. In many ways,
that's but we won't get into that.
Yeah, it's a bit codependent if you need to know, but it doesn't matter. Either way, like, this chapter of us living together, vlogging together, like, being sisters, best friends, roommates, all that jazz, like, one element is, like, coming to a close, and I think it was really good for us to, and for our friendship,
Yes.
to not
Oh
be
my
business
God.
partners on top of that. I am sure that there's that layer of like give and take when it comes to running something like this. And I feel
Definitely.
like even though you and I have always been so good at handling so much of like the business stuff, like we are so equity forward, like in the way that we tackle.
Very aligned.
Yeah, but I think that there is always like
A level of stress and pressure
Yes,
that comes
and Michelle,
with it.
you were always much more consistent than I was. To me, by the end, YouTube videos start feeling like climbing Everest, and I was like, I can't believe she wants me to do that again. And so,
Right. I work in social media. Like, I do love it. I am passionate about it. So there were many points when I checked in with Emily, and I was like, still want to do this? Like,
And I'd be like,
I don't want to
sure.
force you.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
I never wanted to like force Aline to make content.
Well, also there were times where it was just like so much fun.
Yeah.
When I didn't feel like always doing it, it was always outweighed by
Right.
like, for instance, like when we went to Europe, those videos are some of my
So
favorite
fun.
videos
We still
I've
watch
ever-
them.
Genuinely, I feel so happy to be able to look back on certain memories
Yeah.
that we've experienced together. Like even also like when we moved into this apartment. Those are videos that are also so special to me.
Right.
Like, I'm so glad that we have a document of that time in our lives because, man, 5 years goes by so fast.
So fast.
And I feel so grateful to be able to look back on that with you. But
No, me
our
too.
relationship is shifting, and how would this channel even work if we like, weren't under the same roof in a lot of ways? I think that the heart and soul of the channel in so many ways is the way that we are in each
Yeah.
other's content. And so I think that whatever future endeavors we choose to pursue, whether that involves social media or not, like, I think developing a brand or having a platform that isn't just centered around us as a unit is probably
absolutely.
for the best.
Like, this is like one of the most important relationships that I have in my life, and I think that at the end of the day, like, you want to do everything you can to protect that. And that being said, we are two separate people. We have two separate sets of interests and career goals and personal goals, and I think that it is really important to regroup and kind of chart the next path forward because we've kind of just met our end with this specific project. That being said, do we want to talk about like what's next for us and like
why
what we're thinking? I've been hinting this on Instagram. Insert Kim Kardashian meme that Aline has claimed to not have no recollection of. But
I don't know who this man is.
I am going to keep making videos. I'm really excited about it. Like, I think that after taking the year off, I've come to the realization that I do really miss it, but that this project really has kind of like come to a close. And so I'm actually creating a new channel, which I would literally love nothing more for you to come over there. I understand if there is a disappointment that it's not the two of us anymore. I personally, Aline is my number one influencer, and I'm obsessed with everything she says and recommends. So I understand the loss, but if anyone is interested in coming along with me for my own journey, I'm really excited. I think that it will be a lot about like starting over my 30s and crafting a creative life and carving out like my own path, which I think is very different. Like, another thing that I wanted to talk about was that I think so many people followed us as different versions of ourselves. And I don't know, I think that it's very hard when people are not interested in the present version of you anymore. So I would love to kind of start fresh. We did kind of go back and forth and talk about like, should we just keep this channel and I can just post videos on it? But I ultimately think that like starting new will be really beneficial. Truthfully, the algorithm was not doing us any favors for this channel. In fact, I think it was punishing this channel. Not to be one of those people who's like, what is it called? I've been like shadow banned.
Yes.
Not to be one of those people crying shadow banned. Like, who knows if that's an actual thing. But it's not like we were getting any momentum from this channel and the videos that we post on here. Obviously, like, those who tune in and watch every single video, we love you. We're so thankful for you. You're literally the real ones. But we have like 26,000 subscribers and we were getting like 3,000 views per video. So it's like, I would almost rather those
on a good day
3,000 people come over and we can kind of start a new chapter together where like the people who aren't interested, they don't have to come.
Take the cuties with you because honestly, we've met them in person. Like the people who have come up to us, and even to this day, to this day,
sweetest
you guys are always the most green flag people. So obviously we've talked a lot about like the specter of the kind of troll and how that is really hard, but I will say every time that I've met somebody who watches or watched our videos in person, like they are people I would genuinely be like,
yes, be friends with.
So, like, what's your deal?
Yeah, I would love to have you. I think a lot of it is going to be supplementing my Substack, which is a project that I was really able to put my all into in this time, this year
Which
offline.
is so good.
Which I've been really loving. It's really reconnecting me with my love of writing and just talking about like living a creative life and sharing journaling prompts and things like that. It's just been really, really fulfilling.
And you've been so creative with it in a way that I think that, because it's a new
thank
medium, it's been just such a moment for you to blossom and bloom.
Exactly. And I also, in our time away, I launched my art shop finally. So again, like reiterating, like we took this time away and we're able to kind of like pour into those creative projects we wanted to do for so long. So I finally started my art shop, and I am going to be launching a snail mail club. Amazing. I'll leave the links for everything down below.
You guys got to see this bunny. You got to see this bunny with his radish.
I'm so excited about this new chapter, and I think that like the new channel is definitely going to reflect that. I think it's going to be a really fun project to start with all the insights gained throughout this last year, and like how I can create like a healthy boundaries and a schedule for myself that doesn't feel like it's depleting, and how I can incorporate those creative projects into my videos in a way that feels authentic.
I think what's so weird and why I dragged my heels about making this video for so long is that I don't want to say goodbye to a relationship with social media fully. I think that for me right now, I'm just on a hiatus because I'm trying to write a book. What do you know? Ironically, I'm trying to keep this new project of mine private, and it has required putting kind of everything else on pause, including like my Substack and the way to interact with Instagram and everything like that, because I just realized that I had to treat it like the thing.
Yes.
You know, and also I had to stop giving away parts of it to strangers and letting people's opinions on something that they have no relationship with. Because here's the thing, most of you guys are so supportive. There were a couple of freaks who were saying some out-of-pocket stuff about my writing and how I wasn't a real writer and this, that, and the other thing. The truth is that it sometimes like really got to me, and I have found it so transformative to be very private and keep my writing quite close. It has allowed me to work and create with a lot less insecurity. And I know myself better than a lot of randoms on the internet.
You know yourself better than anyone.
And so it has allowed me to kind of quell those voices of doubt that are oftentimes vocalizing like your worst fears of how you could be perceived.
100%.
You know, and I know that I am not a slacker, and I know that I grind and I'm very committed to like my creative practice and work. And so allowing myself to just feel that and know that about myself without being concerned about how it's coming off to other people and not feel like I have to appeal to that has been like so important for my independent work. So I'm on a draft of a book. And
okay, I do want to like give you your flowers for a bit, because I think that truly, like, Aline has written 2 books already. Like, she took you guys along for the whole journey of writing the first one, and then has pivoted to a different project and wrote an entire other book while taking the time off of YouTube. And I think that that is incredible and something that a lot of people can't do when also working full time and trying to make ends meet and pay for like rent, especially in an incredibly expensive city. So I think that that is just so commendable and something you should be so proud of.
Well, you're so sweet. But see, so many people online are like, you didn't write a book in a year. You are trash.
I think that the standards and expectations for people online who are kind of documenting these things with the world are just like incredibly high standards. The average high performer even couldn't like meet those standards. Like, it's insane.
Very, very sweet. I really, really appreciate that. But yeah, I have some things that are really exciting about my upcoming summer. I'm gonna take some time away from the city, a couple weeks here and there, to actually go work on an art archival project with some friends I've made here in the city. And when I say friends, I mean they're a 60 and an 80-year-old. Rock on.
I love that.
And I'm going to go and work with them, work with an illustrator to catalog his work and hopefully create some kind of retrospective, maybe in a museum, maybe in a book, who knows. I have a lot of exciting stuff planned, and that's the thing I think has been so nice, is that being able to like draw away from performing has allowed me to really engage in my life and engage in relationships in a way that has been really useful. And so I'm going to go do that, and also hopefully have some extra time to write, which is something that we've discussed, me and these people. And so I'm going to be hopefully finishing my book by the end of this year, maybe early into next year, worst case scenario. I actually also have a couple of contacts of people who might be willing to hear me out and help me out with my manuscript once it's done, which is exciting. And my goal is, like, in the next, like, 2 to 3 years that I will be able to, like, fully quit coffee and focus on writing full time. And also I would love, and this is where social media comes into play, I would love to have some kind of relationship with social media in the future that involves maybe a podcast. As you guys know, like, I've always been like a big like history, pop culture head, and I'd love to one day make a podcast or a YouTube essay series about topics of my choice as the time gets freed up from having a full-time job. Me and Michelle were just talking about this, but my aspiration, my like number one would be like, I'd love to be like a Caroline O'Donoghue, for those of you who listen to Sentimental Garbage. She is like a huge idol of mine, and I think that she has the perfect balance in my head of like someone who's online and someone who's not. Someone who is a creative and has creative output as a writer and a culture head, but also has this kind of like a little bit of a veil of what you see and what you don't, but she still is like still very much connected with the people who engage with her work. I mean, like, that's like my dream. I just have to first get good at the thing that I want to make money from, and especially like as the demon that is AI is like upon us, like I want to do that sooner rather than later. So, you know, stakes feel high. 100%. But yeah, but that's my dream. So like, don't go thinking that I want to be like I don't know, what's the word that I'm looking for? A Mennonite, and not be online in any kind of way and churn my own butter. I do love online culture, and I love being like engaged with people and discoursing and the community with people and talking with people. And so like, fun. It's so much fun.
I've said this a million times in this video, but I think that when you realize like, okay, well, something's not working here, you do have to kind of regroup, and like ultimately I think a lot of people can relate to like having their day job and then doing something on the side of that, and like doing two of those things is very hard on the side, especially doing them well. And I think that like YouTube, we weren't doing well for a while, and then also like you were struggling to really make headway with your book. I was like, I was literally not doing any art ever.
I was like doing both things, not 100%.
Yeah,
because you couldn't, right? And don't even get me started on how little I was actually like exercising and moving my body, and
like having friendships and relationships.
Yeah,
like it's just it at the end of the day, like you do kind of have to pick, like you do have to choose, like especially for the longest time we were like, okay, cool, awesome, YouTube will become the full-time thing, and then we can work on the other things on the side. And it just like was like, when's it coming? Any day now. Any second now. It's like a sunken cost fallacy. Yeah. Like, that's something that we really struggled with. It's like, oh, you're doing YouTube for like a decade. If we just stick it out a little longer,
we're gonna make it big any second. Or even not even become huge, just be able to like make some kind of like a consistent living.
And at the end of the day, it's like, it's not about the money. Like, it's like, it's not about the money, it's more about the time. Like, it's like, well, I could do more with YouTube if I had more time. How do you get more time? Well, if I'm able to make more money off of YouTube, I can scale back on my day job.
Right. And
like,
people even saying like, that was the thing that was so difficult. Like, we were getting feedback of people saying, well, you just need to post more. Yeah. You just be more consistent.
Yeah. That's when you're like, well, now I'm doing everything poorly and I'm not able to get any momentum in my life. Like, I don't want to, like, discredit the people who are able to do that, because that is very admirable. But I think that when you're juggling, like, 3 different balls instead of 2, it's very hard.
Yeah, but not to be a big pity party guy, but I will say to advocate for us just so quick. We created this channel when the YouTube algorithm was very different, and so we saw like slow, consistent growth for a very, very long time, and we were pouring output. And granted, like, was it optimized strategy, like smart posting? No, we were fucking like 18. We were dumb. And so I think that there was a time where there could have been potentially like more growth, but we just didn't have the foresight to understand that, because we were just like posting videos.
We didn't know about SEO.
No, we were just like, bad day at school. That was like the video. And so
it's so true.
But regardless, that's still energy. Like, even though it was like sloppily marketed / not clickbatey energy, it was still energy. And so when you compare people's trajectories, most people are not like posting as often as we did for like 8 years without seeing the ability to take a step away from their jobs professionally.
We were really afraid to come back here because of letting people down and like disappointing them.
People have been reaching out being like, when are you coming back to YouTube? And it feels like to let people down.
And like the people who've been so sweet and patient and are like, take your time whenever you're ready. We'd love to have you back. Like, just like endless gratitude to like all the people who've been so kind and supportive and super patient with us as we figure it out. And
you guys are something else. You guys are so nice. And I want you to know, like, we have just also loved in so many ways sharing so many parts of our lives with you guys. And there have been times where like we have felt so corny to say, but like very like seen and understood, and
oh my god,
to
absolutely.
be in an exchange like that is very special, and we feel very lucky to have even had the engagement that we've had, even though we're like such a small community online. Some of the engagement that we've received, like most of it, has been such an astronomical joy. Like sharing that with you guys has been amazing, and I absolutely want to make sure that I'm saying this out loud. There's not a single part of me that's like, I can't believe Michelle is creating a secondary YouTube channel.
Yeah, we don't want anyone to try to make up beef, like some hypothetical beef between me and Aline, and then Aline's like, how could you? Like,
I don't want it to seem like also like Michelle's just like, oh, Aline never wanted to do this channel, and now I have to go and strike out on my own.
No.
We literally, and I mean this with all the love in the world, our friendship is so bone deep,
rock solid,
that there is no anger, animosity, frustration. We know each other so well that I know Michelle's perspective as well as I know my own, and vice versa. And we have loved actually sharing this channel together for as long as we have, and I actually think that we have called it at a time where both of us feel like, okay, I think it might be time to close this and develop a new relationship with all of it. But this 100%. Always stays the same. I'm so excited for her, and also I have been someone who has, I don't want to use the word championed, but I'll use it. I've also been someone who's championed your artistry and your creative work, and thought that for the longest time, Michelle put herself in a girl boss box and was kind of more timid on taking herself out of that file. Sorry, that's a second thing. Now I have to take you out of that file. But taking herself out of that box and letting herself be like the full creative spirit that she is. And I'm sure that there are people online being like, and Michelle has a Substack, and Aline had a Substack, but she hasn't posted on it in a while. And it's like, well, you know what? Actually, I didn't invent having a Substack, and I'm not weird.
Whatever is best for you, like truly that is all I want. Like, it's like, I would never want to pressure her or force her to do anything she doesn't want to do. I don't think she's like, oh, like giving something up. We're both truly ready to close this chapter and start our new ones, and there's no tension, there's no animosity, there's like nothing there. I know that there will be people who are upset, but I also know that there's going to be like people who are so sweet and so like, I don't know, supportive of this next chapter and doing what's right for us. And like, we just can't thank you enough for even caring. Like, we also were like, should we even film this video? Do people even care? Like, are we even relevant? Like,
we're literally a nobody, especially as like people have gotten so internet famous. It feels
like Zoella's not posting right now. I think people are really worried about that. People are wondering if she's gonna come back.
I know, it feels really shocking to be like, well, at one point, people considered me an influencer. Like, it feels so weird to people and be like, you have like 4,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm like, I know. It feels weird to say, but I swear there were some people who cared at one point. But at the same time, I'm so grateful for the people who still have been invested. If you came along also at any point, honestly.
Yeah.
If you were here when we were like, when I was straight and you were straight and we were already like...
When I was blonde.
When we got drunk during COVID and told too many secrets.
And overshared.
I think that video's private now. Yeah. But I want to say just like, what a ride. I mean, you really have seen us through so many different phases. I want to shout out to everybody who was always just like, you should really fix your hair. You might have been onto something, I don't know.
You were right, Diva.
You were right, Diva.
Again, would love to have you over on
Go
my
subscribe
channel.
to Michelle.
I think I'm going to be posting to start every other week, just because I think that like having 1 week to film, 1 week to edit will be really nice with my like current freelance workload. I'm gonna be making a lot of fun stuff over there, and I'm really excited to have you, and also I have my Patreon link down below if you want to sign up for the Snail Mail Club, which I hope people sign up for, because it's been such a labor of love.
I think I just needed a bit of a breather, but I'll be back in some capacity. If you want to keep up with me and keep tabs on my future projects, please just follow me on Instagram, because it might be just like the quickest way when I do like announcements and stuff. Hopefully my life will look a little different in the next like 2 to 3 years.
And it will.
And I'll be able to like, life is just getting started. There's so much more to come from both of us. We hope that on some of you will be around to see it. And if you want to leave because you're furious out of your mind, mad, you can't believe these slackers are back online, then I'm so sorry. And I hope that you get help.
We probably won't be reading the comments on this video, but if you want to leave a love note on my new video that's up, I think when you're watching this, I will link that down below. I will be responding to comments over there, but we probably won't be looking at comments just for our own well-being. We love you, we love each other. There's nothing but love around here. I'll see you on the new channel, and we'll see you maybe out and about. And thank you for everything.
Yeah, go support Michelle and
buy Eileen's book when it's published.
That's right. Well, take follow me on Instagram, because I might be coming to a city near you in 2028.
Yeah, exactly. Look out for 2028. It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be my year.
Gonna be our year.
Right.
Thanks, guys. We love you. Bye.